G'day punters, welcome to another edition of Greyhound Gold. My name's Brett Honey, flying solo this week. My mate in crime, David Short, unfortunately not here, but make sure you stay tuned. I do have his tips for what is a massive weekend of greyhound racing here in Western Australia. We have 6 heats of the Perth Cup, 4 heats of the Galaxy, all at Group 1 level this Saturday night. It's going to be a bumper night. The time for talk is over. Let's see all the good dogs go at it. We'll start with our run of the week last week, and this was the Keith Harding Canning Trophy in memorial of one of the legendary Hall of Fame greyhound trainers in Keith Harding, and it was Tiger Town who took it out. The race starts off with Tiger Town, who does look to take a little step to the left, trying to barge his way over, but it's Makuru from the inside who's able to punch up and lead. Tiger Town's able to get right there and camp on her heels. Rossadov, who was trying to make a run down the outside, does get cut off by Rip and Sheen, really just leaves a match race out in front, and you would have taken $1.10 about Tiger Town halfway through the race, but it's Makuru, who's very cheeky out in front, does not give it away as they turn for home. Makuru still looks good, but it's Tiger Town who gets there in the final 20 metres. A sensational race. It was back-to-back Keith Harding classics for Shane Williams. He won last year, of course, with Rip and Memphis. The overall time was 5:50, 18:49, 11:37 and 29:86. A very good run indeed by Tiger Town. Sets him up perfectly for this week's Perth Cup, and a very special moment again for Shane Williams on Saturday night. Let's turn our attention to Mandurah racing this Friday night. We've got a very good 11 race card. 2 free-for-alls highlight the program, and that's where I'm going to be focusing a lot of my attention. My best bet comes up in race 7, number 3, Rage on Satara. This is a greyhound that's now proven himself at the top level at Mandurah. Comes into what I think is an easier race from last week when he was able to win in 22.60, was able to barge his way through there in the middle. Finds a similar map here from box 3. I just think the only greyhound who's got to contend early with here is Steampunk Wolf. I think there's a bit of trouble outside with a fence crasher and Buster the Brute. I just think with the early speed, Rage on Satara is going to be able to lead this race and go on to win. He's in superb form, and he's my best bet on Friday night. That is race 7, number 3, Rage on Satara. My value comes up in race 6, which is the free for over 490 metres. I'm going with number 1, Hazelhurst. This is a very good race. You got greyhounds like Corderaro, who's the king of this track. We also got Ghost Raptor in box 6, but I just think this race looks very messy in the middle and wide draws. I think Hazelhurst, who's been a much improved greyhound, she's been going times of 27.69 last week, I should say, 27.71 the week before that, and importantly, that was off the arm, so she's full of confidence at the moment. From box 1, looks to lead. I just think it looks very tricky for Corderaro and Ghost Raptor to be able to get close here. I think Hazelhurst can sneak away at the bend and go on to win the free-for-all this week. That's race 6, number 1, Hazelhurst. David Short, as I said, he sent in his best bets for this weekend at Mandurah. He likes race 3, number 3, Blackpool Bolt. A greyhound with a lot of pace, likes to get to the rail. David thinks that from box 3 he should be able to do that. Blackpool Bolt, and his value is going to race 11, number 1, Pennywise. This is a novice over 490 metres. He thinks that Pennywise can get to the front here and show a bit of treat. Can run okay time for this kind of grade 2 Pennywise. So they are the selections for David Short this Friday night at Mandurah. We turn our attention to the big card at Cannington on Saturday night. Probably my favourite weekend of the year. The heat night, you see all the stars there, and we've got plenty of Eastern State representation in the Galaxy, and we got also around 3 Eastern Staters for the Perth Cup. Really looking forward to watching all the action unfold. My best bet is in the Galaxy heats. This is race 4, number 1, Gypsy Wong. Has already had some early support. Went around in a prelude last week. Was beaten by We the People, but I think this is an easier assignment, to be honest. Untapped from Victoria also comes across, but in the Group 1 Zoom top around 2 or 3 starts ago for Gypsy Wong, had to give Untapped a fair start and was still able to comfortably get past her. So I think it's a rinse and repeat job for Gypsy Wong here. She's a multiple Group 1 perform bitch, and I think that she can get the job done on Saturday night. That's race 4, number 1, Gypsy Wong. My value comes up in race 9. That's number 8, Our Seabrook. A greyhound we haven't seen on race night since July, but importantly had a trial here on Monday night. Went 29.94. I think she's very well suited out there in box 8. Has placed 4 or 5 times from out there. She's got a lot of early speed, can go around those mid 540s, particularly fresh in a campaign. I just think she maps the lead here. It is a handy race. You got Unsee this there in box 3, but just a question mark on where he's at the moment. So I'm happy to go with a fresh dog here, Our Seabrook. I think around $3.50 is not a bad price for her. David Short on Saturday night. He likes race 6, number 6, Paddy Wants Pat. Stats. This is a greyhound who finished second to Lala Kiwi in the Australian Cup. That form was franked last week in the Perth Cup Prelude, where Lala Kiwi was able to defeat Vice Grip on that occasion. This greyhound has plenty of early dash. It's well performed in Victoria. He thinks he can get the job done on Saturday night. His value comes up in race 8, and that's number 1, High Sky. A greyhound that's had a lot of early support here with Tab Sarch. Look, she's one that definitely enjoys the rail, and I think David thinks that she can use that to her benefit here. There is a handy one there in Titan Blazer from box 7, but High Sky, with the benefit of box 1, gets the tick of approval for David Short this weekend. It's going to be a fabulous weekend of chasing. If you are thinking about heading to the track, whether that's on Saturday night or any of our meetings, make sure you book. That's very important at the moment with all the COVID restrictions in place. But moreover, make sure you tune in this time next week when we'll have another edition of Greyhound Gold.